What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jobbers and Goons, and due to the overwhelming support you guys showed on the last video with who is stronger than Superman, I have to do multiple videos today. Like, I'm rewarding you guys with a massive content drop, so make sure to smash the like button and show some love back. Let's try to keep the support going. First video we're going to do, kind of inspired by MLK Day, if you are a American, and this is like a list of my favorite characters that are best represented in comics, like the black characters with best representation. What I mean by that is, simply put, which characters I feel like as black characters aren't really pandered to and more so are actually given great storylines and are well put forth in comics and other media. Another reason for this is, like, I feel like due to there's so many culture wars going on right now, people try to ignore stuff and just say it's woke. So this is, everybody at this point knows I'm not woke. I'm a goon. So this is going to be like a pretty objective list, a pretty good list. And let me know in the comment section down below which one is your favorite, or which other comic character should be on this list, as well as if you love this video, if you get it to 200 likes or more, I will do a follow-up video with 10 black characters in comics we need more representation of, or better material or more material on. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, tell everybody you know to subscribe to Jobbers and Goons, and without further ado, let's begin. First character, Miles Morales. Now, Miles is a character that Marvel and Disney are not ashamed to put forward in full gear. Like, they have completely bought into Miles Morales, and for good reason. His source material, his comics, they're interesting, they're fun. He's a dope twist on the original Spider-Man take. He brings a lot more to the table than Spider-Man does. A lot more versatility in his gear, and a fresh approach to things like combat, investigation, and other forms of activity for Spider-Man. Miles Morales has always been a dope character. Movies, he's starting to get them as well, and they pop. So it's awesome to see him be put on such a great display in Marvel, because he is a dope character. And so far, they're doing right by him and giving him some great stories. So definitely check out recent Miles Morales stories. Now, next is a character that hopefully they figure out the movie shit with, because his original movies were absolutely fire. I don't care what you think. And that is Blade. Blade, the vampire slayer, the baby born of a vampire bite, growing up sworn to slay the vampires. He is an absolute beast. He's actually getting a lot of dope stories in modern Marvel. This includes hanging out with the Avenger ranks and being one of them as well, and going on some crazy mystic adventures as Blade, in my opinion, has gotten a lot of scaling amps in modern comics, which are well deserved, because given that he's in the like occult and supernatural game, this means a lot of the shit he's going to go up against is very strong, because it's Marvel Comics. Therefore, he does need to reflect that power, and I believe the amps kind of justify that. So yeah, Blade storytelling, he's a badass, always has been a badass, and heavily featured now, which is awesome to see in Marvel Comics. Next, we have Mr. Terrific. Now, Mr. Terrific is a character I honestly wouldn't have expected to be as well represented. Like, if you asked me to ignore all media and just look at characters who I think they'd promote first, I'd probably say Static Shock, based on prior success. But nevertheless, Mr. Terrific, in my opinion, has been very well showcased in DC Comics. Some examples of this: he is actually put into the mainstream. He was featured on things like the Arrow show. So he was pretty big for mainstream, which is kind of surprising. But then again, he is a character that is used a lot in comics. In comics, he's way stronger, way more capable one of the smartest characters in DC Comics, and a character that when he joins the storyline, if you know anything about him, you know he could potentially change the course of battle or the course of whatever is going on due to his intelligence, technology, and capabilities. Again, Mr. Terrific, DC Comics, someone that's always dope and well represented when they pop up in the story. Next, we gotta showcase someone from independent comics, or that is outside the mainstream, which is Marvel and DC. Here we have, of course, one of the GOATs, Spawn. To me, in my opinion, Spawn is one of the more fun and well done long storylines ever done in comics. I love the Spawn story, and Spawn himself is a character that deserves top tier recognition, as even now, after his main story has concluded, McFarlane has done a great job showcasing further lore to the Spawn mythos, more versions of Spawn, giving them more crossovers and story and alternatives. Overall, I mean, Spawn has always had great notoriety and representation. However, it's picking up once more, which is awesome to see. It's like dope to see the longevity. And he is going to get a movie soon, which is amazing. But yeah, Spawn is definitely one I feel like you objectively got to throw on your top 10 no matter what. Next, we have Steel from DC Comics. Now, Steel, in my opinion, is an underrated character just because he brings a lot of narrative power. What I mean by that is he is a character that has spawned some dope stories. For example, when he was taken by Darkseid in terms of his soul, this gave us one of the most badass Superman moments and storylines in which he planned to travel to Apokolips to get Steel back. This pseudo Superman is always dope to see in both comics and other media. Has always led to some amazing stories, and as a result, I had to add him to the list. Now, next, we have a character that sort of like Spawn is kind of undeniable. That's Luke Cage. Luke Cage is someone that has been blowing up, especially due to his roles in modern media like Netflix, with his Luke Cage shows and crossovers with the Defenders and Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and alike. He's an amazing character. Came from the bottom, ended up in prison, ended up getting experimented on, and as a result, Power Man or Luke Cage came forth. He's always been well represented, always popping up in amazing stories. Even in modern comics, he's amazing. Even joining the likes of the Avengers and hanging out with them. I love Luke Cage as a character, always have, even back in the Power Man days. And I feel like he's consistently showcased in an amazing fashion. And I personally love it. He's one of the GOATs. Next, we have Storm from Marvel Comics. Now, Storm has always been in the spotlight since the prominence of the X-Men really began in the 90s, and it carried on even into the movies, most famously portrayed by one of the baddest to ever do it, Halle Berry. And the early movie success and popularity, as well as the fire stories Storm is always portrayed in. The 90s Claremont run was amazing. The modern day X-Men stories are insane. Her love with Black Panther led to some crazy stories. Overall, Storm is an amazing character from the X-Men side of things. Always well represented, and we're thankful for it because Storm is a badass. Next, we have John Stewart from DC Comics. This should be no surprise. John Stewart is personally my favorite Green Lantern, as this was the Lantern I really grew up with, given the Justice League cartoon. Now, John Stewart, former military specialist, he is a character that's more militant than the other Green Lanterns, especially the Earth-bound ones, and as a result, Stewart is more likely to slide on you, has had some insane moments, well represented in media like the shows, and hopefully we continue to see more and more from him. He has recently gained godlike powers, which is crazy in DC Comics. Next, we have Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel is a character that, in my opinion, has always been amazing since he popped up in the more modern showcases of Marvel Comics. Blue Marvel was interesting, one of the greatest intellects in Marvel, and that lore has only been expanded on, especially in things like the modern Defenders Beyond. On top of this, his power with the negative zone, it makes him stupid broken. He's been able to fight the likes of Beyonders. And he has, honestly, one of the highest power potentials in Marvel. I mean, just go read Defenders Beyond 1 through 5. I love the way he's being used in Marvel right now. I think he's one of the more interesting characters, period, in Marvel Comics. And as a result, you got to throw him on here because currently he's one of the best represented. Hopefully gets a lot of stuff done on the screen soon. Now, finally, and smash the like button if you haven't already. Who's the last on my list for today's video? It's actually Calvin Ellis. I believe Calvin Ellis, basically Black Superman. One of the more represented and showcased characters on the list in terms of modern stories, especially on the DC side of things. Calvin Ellis is extremely powerful. This should surprise nobody, being an alternative to someone like Superman. As a result, he's one of the biggest powerhouses currently in DC Comics, and he's a character that you know when he joins the story, shit's about to go down. He's capable of a lot of shit, and he could change and impact the storyline in an instant. The fact that he's being showcased heavily, especially in modern DC, where it's changing the tides of the structure of DC permanently, at least for this era of its comics, I definitely believe Calvin Ellis is one of the most represented right now. It is one of the most interesting characters, and always, like, when he pops up, I know now, like, yo, shit's about to get real. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know who you think should be included on this list. Comment down below, and we can definitely talk about it, as well as if you want to see me do 10 black characters that deserve more showcase moments in comics, as well as just more stories in general. Smash the like button. If you get over 200 likes, I will certainly do that. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, since you showed so much love on the last video, I'm doing a content drop today. Thank you guys so much for watching and helping me get over 20K recently, and I will see y'all later. Peace.